Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
This is the digital asset investor, and I'm getting more excited by the day. What we're watching right now is we're watching XRP winning, and we're watching Bitcoin becoming a joke. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. This market cap overall this morning is at 169 billion. And the last time that the market was that low, XRP was not at 47 cents, I can promise you. XRP is proving to be one of the most resilient digital assets, but it's doing that for a specific reason. XRP has held its own in the midst of the destruction of a lot of these digital assets, most of them being mineable digital assets. The reason it's held its own is what we've said all along. It's just a matter of time before the world comes around. When you first, I've told you before, when I first got into this, I looked at Bitcoin and I bought Bitcoin, and I sat there and I thought to myself, well, if Bitcoin is here, I wonder if there's any other digital assets. And it took a lot of looking around and trying to figure out what this whole space was about. And after I studied and looked at the top 10 or 15, I was led to XRP, because XRP was the only digital asset I could find that wasn't just a great technology, but had great people around it, had actual people that were coming to work every day to build an ecosystem around this digital asset. And that I didn't see in any of these. I just saw digital assets that had been thrown out there, many having been created by people in their bathrobes, and there was no leader at the helm. It was just, and maybe being a little older, being 44 years old, my experience tells me no leader, you ain't gonna win. You either have a leader, and in most cases, the leader is one of the most important parts of the recipe. And if you don't, you lose. It's kind of like, I've probably compared it on here before. If you have two ships and you're going to set sail with those two ships, but one of them has no captain and the other has a captain, what's going to happen when you let those two ships go, when you've got a captain that's steering one of the ships and with an entire crew helping and working in sync with each other, and then you have another ship that you just let go out into the ocean? It has no one steering it. It has no one working on the ship. It's just out there. Well, eventually it dies or runs ashore somewhere, but it never gets to its destination. Ripple is going to get to their destination, which means that XRP is going to get to its destination, which is winning. Okay, now I'm going to further explain to you what I'm talking about. Moving along. This is what I put out last night on Twitter, kind of as a joke, but kind of as not a joke, because this tweet that I did symbolizes what a joke Bitcoin is becoming. This is the reason you're seeing people like Craig Wright freak out right now and start lashing out at XRP, and you're going to see a lot more of that. Craig Wright, for those of you that don't know, he's one of the guys who many think could be Satoshi Nakamoto, and in fact, I think he's claimed that he was before, but he never provided evidence. But anyway, the point is, they wouldn't be attacking XRP if they didn't feel the threat, and that's a good thing for you and I. Okay, so I put this out, future Bitcoin fork name ideas. This fork thing, I don't care what anybody tells you, this fork thing is starting to make Bitcoin and anything affiliated with Bitcoin, whether it's cash or anything else, a joke. And but more importantly, from an investor perspective, especially big time institutional people, they have to be looking at this going, the whole fork concept. It just seems to be like a watering down of their digital asset, which is exactly what it would feel like if I was one of these people that was a Bitcoin maximalist or a potential investor in Bitcoin. I would be getting a little uneasy. And so what I want to do is I want to read you a quote from this article right here that was on, this is Forbes. Bitcoin, Ripple, XRP, and Ethereum are getting hit again. Here's why. And this article is disingenuous in the title because it throws XRP in when the problems are related to the other two. They're not related to, XRP has no problems because XRP is perfection. But I want to read you the quote towards the end of this article. What they say is, elsewhere in a story headline, Bitcoin's repeated splits undermine its long-term value, Financial Times journalist Jemima Kelly, a long-time critic of cryptocurrencies, wrote, under the laws of supply and demand, something that can be infinitely replicated must lack long-term value. Anyone trying to market such a thing, however many new bells and whistles they put on it, is essentially trying to sell hot air. And so regardless of whether these forks, and this is DAI talking now, sorry. Regardless of whether this person is right or not, there is a perception. The reason you're looking at these markets down right now is there's a perception of this becoming ridiculous right before everyone's eyes. And don't think investors are not seeing this. And don't think that they're not going to have their eyes drawn to XRP, which does not have this silly fork thing going on every other day, which creates all kinds of infighting around these Bitcoin people. This is huge. And probably this was always going to happen. And maybe that's what we all knew in the back of our mind. It would eventually become a joke. The first time I ever saw a fork, I said to myself, what? A fork? What are you having a fork for? What is that about? Well, I believe in the eyes of investors that this, right before their eyes right now, they're starting to scratch their heads and say, wait a minute. And I believe where this ends is people start criticizing these mined coins, and they're going to start saying, wait a minute, mining creates all kinds of confusion and infighting and problems, and then eventually they're going to get to one of the hot topics, which is the use of energy to mine. And I believe that in the end, the digital assets that will survive will be first the number one, the greatest ever created, XRP, and then all of the digital assets will fall in line that are decentralized but not mineable. Moving along, so because of the XRP threat, now we're seeing the attacker, the Bitcoin fans that are attacking. Craig Wright was all over it this weekend, and he's talking about how XRP is going to be called a security. Because see, this is the only thing that these guys can say. He can't say Bitcoin is faster than XRP because it's not. He can't say Bitcoin is more scalable than XRP because it's not. He can't say Bitcoin is cheaper than XRP because it's not. XRP's the best, and he knows it. All he can say is, well, it's going to be called a security. Well, guess what, Craig? Here's the problem. We have a little bird in the hand that we call SBI. SBI Holdings owns 10% of Ripple. Well, guess what? SBI has a stake. They have money in the game. And they're in Japan. So it doesn't matter. Let's say the SEC did do what you're talking about, which they're not going to do because they're not going to cede the greatest digital asset ever created to Japan and other parts of the world. Not going to happen, Craig. I know that your inferior technology would love for this to be the way this goes down, but unfortunately for you, Ripple's got the smartest and the best, and they're smarter than you. So this is why we're being attacked, though, and all of you should understand that. But this was not a reply to him, but this is one of the things that's been said by the head of government and regulatory relations at Ripple before. Number one, if any investor buys XRP, you do not get a stake in the company, as dividends are not paid out by Ripple, the company. Number two, Ripple and XRP are two different things. So tomorrow, let's say for whatever reason, Ripple, the company, goes away, the XRP ledger will stay. XRP ledger is open source. Anyone can use it. You and I can use it. So the bottom line is there are all sorts of things that make XRP a non-security, and he's just throwing that out there because he is freaked out, and he should be. He should be real freaked out. Next, XRP talk gets real on social media, and they refer to this tweet here. Matty Greenspan, and he is from eToro. XRP is basically winning social media. Matty somebody says, could you give an explanation why XRP gets hyped so much now? Twitter sentiment shifts totally to XRP. Well, maybe because it's the greatest digital asset ever created. There's a reason. There's a reason, people. There's a reason that the XRP social media is huge as compared to all other social media. It's because common sense has drawn us all to this place. Common sense, guided by doing our research, guided by listening, reading, watching, and seeing what's going on. You don't become the biggest community because you don't have anything that legitimate that you're talking about. We are the biggest. We are and I'll proclaim it now. We are the greatest digital asset community ever created. Okay, there you go. It's been decreed. I think that's the right word. All right, moving along. I wanted to show you this: seven Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google staffers that went full crypto. I just wanted to show you this, and the first line is "Follow the talent." It's a Maxim investor, Chris Berniski, tweeted recently to underscore another tweet from AngelList co-founder Naval Ravikant when he wrote back in March, blockchains are now sucking in top-tier Silicon Valley tech talent faster than any boom since the internet. Remember that line, folks. But anyway, it goes on to show some of the talent that has been sucked out, and I wanted to show you this one. Kahina Van Dyke, Ripple. Is Ripple's senior vice president for business and corporate development. People, they are not leaving these companies that we've seen as the industry's greats. And you write it down. As long as we're here looking at this little figure here, let the digital asset investor make a very bold prediction. Ripple will be bigger than this company, this company, this company, this company, and this company. Write it down. Write down that I said that, because Ripple's going to be bigger than all of them. Period. All right, moving along. The last thing I wanted to show you is really cool. This is Crypto Effects I saw this when I woke up this morning at LASZLO Leonardo. Okay, did this awesome video. It says, "What a day! All this signs on my way to the office. I believe I should get more XRP." You need to go watch this. This is pretty darn cool. I mean, how talented are the people in this community? Everywhere this guy goes, he's seeing XRP signs. And hey, let the digital asset investor make another prediction. This is going to become a reality right here, not just for XRP, but many digital assets that will be worthy of this type of advertising. This is what your life is going to look like in the next few years, is you will see this everywhere because it's going to take over the world. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that XRP is winning and Bitcoin is becoming a joke. Thanks for listening.